I'm Jake for JacobTubeHD. Welcome back to the movie I want to talk about. The show that has spent the whole year so far stuck in one season. The anniversary month is coming to an end, and it's about fucking time. I've been trying to think happy thoughts this entire time I started preaching about a vacation, and it's finally about to happen. I've been going non-stop all year, and I am running out of steam. I've been doing a video every single week this year. Do you even know what that does to a person? I've been doing the same thing every week since January. If that isn't a sign of insanity, then I don't know what is. Therapy has taught me to look at the bright side of things, so I've been fantasizing about a vacation through all the traumatic things I've faced this year. I even self-hallucinated myself in New York last month. That's how desperate I've been for a vacation. I've been going at this for too long, and I've been going insane because of it, as you can tell by the end of recent episodes. The uptick in rants on this show has gone up in the past few months, and they aren't good on my vocal cords. I guess the show is fun or whatever, but this whole thing is very tiring, and I need to get a break and fucking relax. I have one more obligation. One more. And then I'm a free man. So let's just get through this quickly so I can start planning where I'm going for a vacation. In the 8th episode of this show, I reviewed the original Evil Dead film, specifically the one with the cool poster inside. Apparently there's other Evil Dead films that don't have cool posters inside of them. My brain back then clearly couldn't comprehend that Evil Dead DVDs without cool posters inside of them could exist. I also couldn't comprehend that Evil Dead could have several sequels and reboots without cool posters inside their DVDs. Very strange. There's nothing else of any significance that happened in that original episode, and I got 4 sequels to get through. This is...
Wee!
Oh god, it's Eddie the Demon.
Back from the dead, baby!
For those of you that don't know, Eddie is a demon that came when I bought my Evil Dead DVD. He's a parody of the Deadites, he likes to hurt people, warned me about what was going to happen last Halloween, and I didn't listen to him.
You're welcome for that warning, by the way. I'm proud of myself for that one.
I thought you went away after that Evil Dead episode.
I'm back to help you appreciate your show since you've been a dick all month.
Look, man, I don't have time to interact with a demon I can't see or appreciate the show that I do. Okay, I need to review these 4 films so I can go on vacation.
Okay, but I'll still be here until you find your passion again.
Look, why do you even care?
Because I respect you too much. Also, I need to do one good thing for someone in order to be able to do 5 bad things to other people. It balances things out.
I don't give a shit. I just need to get this started. This is Evil Dead 2. This film is about Ash being stuck at the cabin from the first film after the evil already killed his friends and girlfriend. Now Ash has to face the Deadites with a whole new group of people and survives till dawn. Bruce Campbell returns as Ash and Sam Raimi returns to direct. Since this film was being released by a new company, a portion of this movie was dedicated to recapping the original Evil Dead with new actors. I don't know how you go crazier than the original, but Evil Dead 2 finds a way, and it's spectacular. Bruce Campbell is once again fantastic as Ash. He brings so much physicality to the performance with how much Ash is abused in this film by the Deadites. There's a good chunk of the movie where Bruce is acting with either nothing, other demons, or his own hand. And even then, he's still able to grip you into this world and make it believable long before any new character joins him in the cabin. The fact that he's able to have a fight with his own hand that's supposed to be possessed before he chainsaws it off and the hand becomes its own creature, and you're able to buy into that, just shows you how brilliant of a performer Bruce is. All of the side characters that show up all have unique personalities and add to this film's story, but Ash is the character that clearly shines the most here. The film provides a lot more lore and history to the Book of the Dead and the man on the tape who translated it, which adds more reasoning to these creatures existing, which pulls you more into the reality of the situation. The practical effects here are incredible. The makeup and prosthetics on these Deadites and all the props around the house being brought to life to terrorize Ash are super impressive. They were given a proper budget this time around, so they were able to go bigger on every aspect, and it clearly shows with how much more gore is used and how creative each of the Deadites can be. They even use stop motion at certain points to truly bring these demons to life. Speaking of gore, if you thought the last film had a lot of blood, then this one definitely ups the ante on how much blood is dumped onto Ash. This sequel takes the first film and dials it up to an 11, being crazier, gorier, and way more insane. Evil Dead 2 gets a 4 out of 5 houses that laugh at you.
Look at us. We get a longer episode to have fun and be an iconic duo.
What part of this is fun?
We're doing a show together. We have comedic banter. It's fun.
No, nothing about this is fun. You're just making this episode more difficult to get through, which is pissing me off because I want my vacation.
But this show is about having fun.
No, it's about reviewing movies, which is what you're stopping me from doing.
I think you lost the point of your own show.
No, I haven't. It's a fucking movie review show. Who cares about banter between me and someone not a single person can see?
Maybe you just didn't keep reviewing these movies. The last one was really good, so maybe the rest of these being good can help you.
Whatever, man. Let's just move on to the next film, which is vastly crazier than the last one. Ridiculous things happen in Evil Dead 2, but nothing crazier than going back in time to medieval ages. This is Army of Darkness. This film is about Ash getting sent back to the medieval ages following the events of Evil Dead 2. Now stuck back in time, Ash is revealed to be the prophesied savior who can dispel this evil once and for all. He screws up the magic words that would destroy the evil, and now Ash has to face a whole Deadite army who are after his soul. Bruce is back as Ash, and Sam is back to direct. This one got the biggest budget of any of the original Evil Dead films and was released by Universal Pictures, which meant another recap at the beginning of the film, but this time Evil Dead 2 footage could be used. This is a vastly different film from the previous two, but that doesn't stop this movie from being such a blast to sit through. Although there's some horror elements, this movie leans more towards comedy and fantasy. That doesn't subtract any value from this film though, because we get a fantastical world here to see. We're not just stuck in one cabin, but we get to explore this vast medieval world. Ash is the funniest he has ever been in these films. He gets a lot of dumb one-liners, but Bruce Campbell's charm and how he delivers these lines gets you to chuckle at them. Bruce is also still able to showcase his physicality, since Ash goes through a ringer that isn't as rough as Evil Dead 2, but is still able to show off his talents in this area, especially when he is fighting miniature versions of himself. If the last film tiptoed close to Three Stooges territory, then this one goes all in on it. A lot of the comedy here is cheesy, but it's cheesy in a fun way that is able to get laughs out of you. It's over the top in the best way possible. Being back in time provides sort of an origin story for the Deadites and the Book of the Dead. It's fascinating being in this world and seeing how this time period deals with the Deadites. This has the most impressive makeup and practical effects of the bunch. The most impressive thing about it is the Army of the Dead all being done practically on the set. It's an impressive achievement, especially with how massive the army is. Although it loses its horror elements, this film is still as ridiculous as it can be, making it the most unique film in the original trilogy. Army of Darkness gets a 4 out of 5 she-bitches. You know, I guess this is a bit fun, but I'm still very annoyed by this whole thing.
Yay! I told you that all you need is good movies in your system.
Yeah, but the next film doesn't look too promising. It's a reboot.
Reboots are fun. If I could reboot every film, I would.
But you're a demon that doesn't have a physical form. How could you make a reboot?
I don't know, but it's fun remaking something perfect that everyone loves. It's my kind of chaos.
I don't even want to know what your kind of chaos is.
Give the reboot a chance, man.
Fine, I'll give the reboot a chance. This is Evil Dead.
Not to be confused with The Evil Dead.
This film is about 5 friends heading to a remote cabin. They discover the Book of the Dead, which leads them to unwittingly summon dormant demons that possesses the friends one by one. Now they have to fight for their survival before the evil takes them all. Bruce Campbell and Sam Raimi are back as producers, as a whole new cast and director leads this reimagining of the original film. I'm surprised, but this reboot feels more like an homage to the original. The characters here have more depth than the characters in the original film. There's more of a reason why they're all at the cabin this time than just a bunch of teens wanting to hang out. There's a lot of elements in this film that are pulled straight from the original Evil Dead. It's either a nice callback to the original or recreating a scene from the original. They even make a nice nod to Evil Dead 2. Either way, they do an excellent job paying respect to the original while making each scene feel unique to stand out from the original. What does make this film stand out from the original is how fucked up it gets. This movie gets so much more gory and disgusting than the original ever did. If you thought the pencil scene from the original made you feel uncomfortable, then just you wait for what happens in this film. Every deadite and kill gets more and more insane and gets more and more gross. It's a true testament to the writers and the makeup team here because holy shit, I felt uncomfortable looking at these sights. All of the actors do a great job as their regular characters, but they go all out with their performances once they've turned into deadites. There's an interesting element here that happens towards the end of the movie that I won't spoil, but I don't know if I'm into it or not. It's intriguing and confusing at the same time. It probably depends on the person whether they think it's a cool concept or a concept that throws everything you thought about deadites out the window. Despite one conflicting element, this film celebrates the original and makes it a whole lot crazier and disgusting. Evil Dead gets a 4 out of 5 piss released by demons possessing you. I think it was piss. All I know is that it was a yellow liquid and that means piss to me. I've never been more excited than I am right now.
You appreciate the show you've created a year ago again and reignited the passion that started it all?
No. I'm one film away from going on vacation and taking a break.
God damn it, I do too much for this man just for him to not listen.
I'm a tough cookie to crack.
What will it take for you to care about this again?
A fucking break! I'm tired and exhausted. Doing this feels like a chore and a never-ending cycle. Let me just finish this so I can be done and finally relax for once.
Fine. Sorry if I wanted to show you how you're able to make this show fun and unique with each episode that should prevent you from feeling fatigued. But if you want to keep being an asshole about it, go ahead.
Thank you. Finally got that annoying demon to shut the fuck up. Let's finish this anniversary month with one final movie. When you've hit rock bottom in your life and pissed off a helpful demon, there's only one place to go from there, which is up. You rise above the haters, and this last film is also rising. I don't care if that was a lazy introduction because I'm in a desperate need for a vacation. This is Evil Dead Rise. This film is about two estranged sisters whose reunion is cut short by the rise of flesh-possessing demons thanks to a strange book. Now this family has to survive these flesh-possessing demons that already possessed their mom. Originally this film was set to be released on Max before the service thought it was too cool to have HBO in its name. Positive test screenings for the film allowed Warner Bros. To move it from streaming to theaters. Remember how I said the last one was fucked up and gross? This one's worse. This one's way worse. This is the most attached you get to a group of characters in this whole franchise. No one here is ever beating Ash, but you really get to spend time with this family before they find the Book of the Dead. You really get to connect to each member of the family so that you're able to root for them once the Deadites start emerging, taking them one by one. You're engaged with everyone's performance, and you marvel at their physicality when they turn into Deadites. The new location of an apartment is really interesting, and they fully utilize the new location by doing creative kills and shots you wouldn't normally be able to do stuck in a cabin. Speaking of the cinematography, it's incredible in this film, especially when we see shots through the peephole of their door. Now I have to talk about the gore because it's worse here than any of the other Evil Dead films. This movie has so many disgusting sights that it's physically hard to watch at times, and that's a compliment. Between this and the last film I reviewed, it depends on what you find more disgusting, but holy fuck, this film gets graphic. Really fucking graphic. It gets so gruesome with what the Deadites do that I felt feelings I have never felt watching a movie before. It gets that insane. Also, you better hope you're fine with blood because there's gallons of it in this film. And that's saying a lot because this franchise has been very bloody with other entries. This is the most gruesome and bloody of the bunch, but also has the most relatable bunch of characters, which makes you root for them to survive, even if you know not all of them will. Evil Dead Rise gets a 4 out of 5 Staphanies. Now that I've reviewed all the movies and enjoyed them all, I kind of feel bad about what I said to Eddie. That's weird to say because he's just a voice and has no physical form. Maybe he'll return after the overview. Maybe after the overview, he'll realize that I was just tired and upset, and I didn't mean that stuff. Also, everything gets better after an overview. Even when I'm exhausted, overviews make me feel better. Overviews would probably cure cancer if I believed in my delusions hard enough. Overall, all these films are a crazy and bloody bash. You get to connect to a group of characters and watch them go through the most insane and fucked up things thanks to demons possessing them one by one. My favorite is the original because although the other films take every element up a notch, there's something magical about a bunch of friends pulling whatever resources they can to make a classic. My least favorite is the 2013 Evil Dead because although it's still a good movie and goes hard with its gore, it's just a reimagining which will get you stuck comparing it to the original. It also can't be as creative and imaginative as some of the other sequels due to it being a retelling of the original. Eddie! You gonna say something, Eddie? Fuck. Now I just feel really bad. I was just frustrated that I've been going all year on making these episodes without stopping. I guess I've been so blinded by how much that I've done that I haven't been able to see the beauty in it. I've gotten to do some crazy things that surprisingly keeps this show fresh. The weird and horrible things that happen to me keeps the show unique and stops me from feeling the fatigue I would have felt sooner if this stuff didn't happen to me. I think the grind of getting a video out every Friday stopped me from seeing the joy I have making these episodes. Yes, it is tiring getting these videos done every week, but it's so worth it when the video goes up and it's done. I'm proud of everything I've done with this show so far, and now I'm very excited to see what's next for me.
It worked! I knew it! I should really become a therapist and make it my profession. A demon therapist has a nice ring to it.
Oh, you're such an asshole, man.
I'm an asshole that can make breakthroughs. Well, I'll be heading out and I'll see what episode you make next week.
Oh, I'm still taking a break after this episode.
Damn it, you are a tough cookie to crack.
It's nothing like that, I promise. I appreciate what I get to do, but every now and then I need to stop for a bit to collect myself before I go back into the grind of it all.
Fine. I understand that you should take a break after going without one for 8 months, but you better come back really soon.
Yes, I promise I'll come back very soon. I'm eager to finally relax for a bit, but I'm just as excited to come back and continue working on this thing I love very dearly. That sucks.
Bing. The wedding sinker. But that's okay.
To cut my... No. It's so bad, I just slur my words. That's the tape. That was hilarious.
Operation complete. Preparing for installment 3.